Hello everyone and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today once again with League, and we have here a game from Division 2 between Stahlbrecher and a name that I cannot pronounce, but his name is TheMintJellyMan on Discord, so I'm just going to use that one. So both of these players have already played their first game before that, and it was really short. It was won by Stahlbrecher, so just like in the other games that we've had so far before, it uh, it is the first game of that respective group, so there's not much decided just yet. Um, but of course, if either of those players or if Stahlbecher can pick up an early lead here, that would of course be great for him. And Mint of course wants to prevent that. So that's currently what at stake. So far there, with this game, there have been one set of game played for each group so far. Uh, in one, it's a tie, I think, between Step Knight and Froblord, and the other one is a win for Yapaza against South Charger. So let's see what happens here. And we also have an interesting Vanguard income, which we don't see very often. So let's now go to the decks. Let's start then with Unternehmen Rösselsprung, a division that we don't see very often, but it's quite nice. It is a very CQC focused division, and he plays it with the one income that he usually played, which is Vanguard. So recon tab, you can see that everything comes in. He has not actually saved up anything for B phase. You get an explosive start with lots of SPWs, but your transports are a little bit slow, so your initial momentum comes like to a large extent from these light armored vehicles. And you've got some Aufklärer Panzer II, which are nice, and then you have some nice sniper units there, especially the Brandenburger Aufklärer, which has a decent size and a radio on top of it. And then you have the SS Gebirgsfusilier, which is also decently sized sniper squad as well. Infantry tab, lots of unique units. So you have the SSGWX Streif in a phase, which is basically just a single machine gun unit. Not that fantastic, but then the Gebirgs with the Cherry Can Bomb, the Brandenburger Pioneer, of course, which is very strong. This is double flame unit, quite nice. And yes, have the SS Fallschirmjäger, which is basically a line infantry with a TNT on top of it, essentially like the Brandenburger, really, if you look at it. But it has only an MG43. 34 instead of an MG42, and it doesn't have the commando. Speaking of which, though, we do get the Brandenburg, of course, 2 cards in A phase, and then in B phase we only have 1 card and some Gebirgsjäger, and this is about it. Tank type, you have lots of light tanks, and this is about all there is. So the tank type is really meh. I'm actually surprised that like we still see all these tanks because I feel like they're gonna struggle a little bit against the Shermans, of course, and against the infantry from 101st Airborne. Support tab, the usual as well, some machine guns, 75mm, and an LT42 for some 2k AT tab. Everything in A phase as well, with the Panzerschreck, the Pack 36, Pack 38, and then Pack 40 there. Then the AA tab, of course, one of the weaknesses of this division. We get the Flak 38 and the flak filling, so 20 mils all around, and this is about all the good stuff that you get, so it's very limited. In the artillery tab, we do see the 75mm and the K35T, fantastic unit. This one he actually brings in B phase with ammo as well. And then the air tab, of course, you have some nice options there. We do see a lot of AT planes, but of course this is what he really has to be worried about. Direct infantry fight, his units will generally win, but of course with the like even just a Sherman can in the right spot be a problem for this division, of course. So we do see some J87s, cluster and gun planes, and then just some fighters. So not a lot, no bombers, no, yeah, just not a lot there in general. And on the other side, you have 101st Airborne, a division that can counter some of the strengths, which is all the light armor of Rösselsprung, quite nice with all the light AT and AT weapons on the infantry. And then as well, you have the air tap that can kind of exploit Rösselsprung's weakness of not having good and a lot of AA. So that's definitely cool to see. So we have some unique units there in the recon tab with the Filthy 13, of course, a really nice unit. We have some AB scouts, and then only in B phase you get access to the M8. The infantry tab has the AB gunners, which are basically the American equivalent of an MP44 units that the German have, quite strong at this 300-meter range. Then you have the demolition group, kind of the one of the 2 CQC units that you can get in this division, or types of CQC units to be more precise. Then we have the leader, some AV engineers, this is the other one, and then just some AB rifles and some AB rifles LMG as well, which is basically what's going to provide the firepower here, right? And then B phase we have some more AB engineers, AB rifles, and in C phase even more AB rifles. So it looks like Stahlbrecher actually plans his infantry for a long game where he's going to mostly rely on infantry. Tanked up we have Shermans, of course, of different variants, but these are fantastic. And I mean, as I said, the light armor of Rösselsprung will definitely struggle against those. And the support tab, some ammo in A, which is interesting. Then we have the 75mm, which is nice, of course, 50 cals and some 2K HE with the Sherman 105. A G tab, you have all the AT guns with rated weights, which is fantastic. You have the M3 gun, which is great against light armor. I'm surprised about the amounts of M1 guns that he brings, actually. We have 3 M1 guns, 2 of them in A. I don't know. I think with the M3 guns should do most of the heavy lifting here. And then the A-tab is very, very light. He only brings 1 card of M15, which, I don't know, Rösselsprung does not have the biggest A8 air tab, but still can be dangerous. So I'm surprised that he only brings 1 card. I know, personally, I would probably bring 2, but maybe that's just me. And then in the artillery tab, you have some more leaders in A phase, which is interesting since he already has winters in A phase. And then we have some 81mm mortars in A and B phase, both at double wet. Sorry, both in A phase at double wet, but they do have radio, which is fantastic. And then the air tab is just massive. So it looks like Stahlbrecher plans on doing an air spam. I feel like if he's confident not getting overrun by JellyMan, I think a longer income would actually be better here because then you really get to do a massive air spam then, and I mean, yeah, this is just something that there's not much that Rösselsprung can do against it then. But yeah, we have some Mitchell, some P-51s as fighter and fighter bomber in all phases. Then we have the P-47 AT planes, of course. So pretty filled out air tab here, ready for the spam. Let's now return to the map and look at the deployment as always. So down south we do have Stahlbrecher pushing in a relatively deep. Do we have an M? Oh yeah, I was about to say that. That's probably not going here. We have an M3 gun just trying to. Yeah, I can't see, but basically wants to check out this route and see if something's rushing, and otherwise just have some what's it called? Some CQC, a leader, and some AV rifles there. And this is answered by the TheMintJellyMan with not much. 1 Brunberger Pioneer, which is of course stronger than the CQC units that we have there. 1 Quebec Fusilier and machine gun and an SPW. And only one of these units, I think, yeah, the Pioneer is the only thing that's going here. So it looks like he's more determined on holding this rather than actually stopping a push there. And is otherwise trying to set up here quite nicely. Now, going a little bit further north, we see that's nothing more here actually, so this would potentially be open for grabbing for Stahlbrecher, but then of course it's not something that you often do if you don't have armored cars to kind of support a rush into here. Instead, he deploys relatively defensively here as well. So just some defenses here and on this road, which is pretty classic. On the other side, we do get and not too aggressive deployment either. A little bit further forward here with, I have to mention, yeah, it's a 50 cal, but nothing super spectacular. So it doesn't look like he's actually trying to get it, but because there's nothing here, he might actually end up getting one of these flags if he can destroy that machine gun there. And in a town, nothing super aggressive either, like just trying to set up here relatively defensively. And then on the very north, we do have our first Sherman, right? There was no, oh no, I missed one. There's one in town as well. I could dominate there potentially a little bit. There is that's an LG42, so there's no actual AT that can stop that. That's definitely interesting. Up north, we do have the Field 13. I think I just saw. Yes, that's probably going. Oh, it's going in here. Okay. So yeah, just something to hold this, and then the town, of course. And on the other side, we do have a push with some actual armor and some actual CQC and Brandenburgers. So that's going to be a strong push then, I have to imagine. So let's get in there and see how this unfolds. So of course, with Rösselsprung, you have to be a little bit careful with how you deploy because you have some slow transport. Right? You have a good initial momentum due to your armored recon cars, but that's about it. And these can actually be stopped quite nicely by the 37 mils. Now, one thing to point out here is that, of course, 101st is not the greatest division for actual CQC. So the problem is that Stahlbrecher is on the bad side, and the TheMintJellyMan, of course, can really, since he has the better CQC units, can actually profit from like fighting in these wooden areas right here and potentially these as well. So this definitely dangerous for Stahlbrecher, but I feel like he has the better tools to handle the town fights. So if he can get into the town fights, I would argue that he still should be set up very, very strong. That a 57 mil could potentially kill this, and it allows Stahlbrecher to actually get in there and set up quite nicely, which can be massive. Looks like the machine gun and IG or LG42 combo here wins against this 75 mil. Demolition group got in here. There's just a machine gun here, so nothing actually to stop a stronger push there. But of course, the TheMintJellyMan knows that there is no fast recon cars here from 101st. Some units going down here in the transport, that's really bad. Winters is spotted out and gets absolutely smacked by these Brandenburger and everything that's here really. And that's definitely not good. The Sherman should be able to help, but yeah, I think this was a little bit of an ambitious push, setting up right here, because of course, while the transports are very slow from Rösselsprung, the light armor is not. But now we do see forward movement here. Definitely great to see 75 mil here poking at these units trying to kill the 47 mil recon car there, fails to do so. Nice push here by Stahlbrecher, 14-10 for him now. And as I was going to say, he is also on the bad side, right? This also matters a lot, especially in combination with the CQC issue, right? If it was the other way around, the dominance in the CQC area from Rösselsprung would not matter as much because you can basically try to get in here and dominate like that way. But otherwise, your CQC, having such a strong CQC for blue is not that strong. Like you can grab this as well, but that's kind of it. But now it really might matter. Nice push here, nice aggression. Let's check this out. So this is a very classic thing as well. You can kind of set up in these forest lands here. So we've seen this in the last game with pass, right? You don't necessarily have to push, or I think it's a bad push to idea to do your main push through here, but you can still send some units here to distract your opponent or to set up like here if you're on the red side. You can even like move units around here and cheeky grab these two flags if your opponent doesn't notice, and then he has to send something there just to stop that. And we have a nice player with 47 mil car being able to sneak through the defenses, and that might potentially get some transport snipes at it. This is it can be absolutely devastating, but even if it is not, it is just super annoying at times. Now we do see two AT guns here. Now if they both unload, they will be able to kill that Sherman, right? Even if one of them, or even if they both were in 50 cal range, they might be able to take it down, just because of the 2-on-1. Sherman now goes for a run, gets panned by the Pack 40. The heat shell from the 36, from the 37 mil gets that kill. So that's really, really bad because the Sherman is one of the units that can hold this. Looks like this Sherman here did go down as well. Don't know to what. Potentially this 37 mil. Is it? Yeah, that might just be within 750 meter range, which, if I remember correctly, let's quickly double check, is the, yeah, that's the range of the heat shell here. And I mean, for these towns, this is actually a fantastic unit to deal with the Shermans. So it all just really depends if you get this thing close enough. And I have not checked. I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, it does 10 damage, so it can one-shot medium tanks. And now, all of a sudden, the 35S, which are really not good tanks, are uncontested and can kind of dominate in this area. This flag still held, though. This one is capped for now, but if these units recover and are able to move forward again, that might change. Down south, it looks like Stahlbrecher is still holding this flag very, very firmly secured. 37 mil now getting in position. That can do a lot of work here. Although the IG-18 can definitely be a little bit of an issue there. Looks like the leader... Oh, no, it doesn't have a bazooka. Well, that's unfortunate. The engineers don't have one either, so they will get stopped by all these recon cars. Yeah, he needs to move back now. I would say Brandenburger coming in, that's going to be a major issue, of course. SPWs in the center, 75 mil can stop them, but what's the accuracy on this? 30%? Yeah, that's going to be tricky. It will one-shot them though, so that's great. I don't think the 105s, they do not have heat shells, so once again, these are just sitting there not doing much. Now we see an actual Sherman coming in, because that's what's needed right now, right? Having 2k HE is great, but it is not what's deciding this right now. AB rifles moving forward. Now, these could, of course, kill the SPW. Now, one thing that is happening here as well is that the M3 gun has moved forward so that it can cover off or start covering off this area here, but now the SPWs can just move around here, which can definitely be an issue. Sherman can spot and kill that though. Or AB rifle just out of range of the bazooka and gets spotted out by the SPW and needs to move back in. 75 mil. Oh, I was about to say it's probably going to miss because of the suppression, but never mind. It gets the kill, and the Sherman, or no, 75 mil loses line of sight. So it looks like this SPW AB1 gets away. Yeah, the 105s are just sitting there tanking, but the problem is they can't do anything to kill these. I mean, eventually they will kill them. But looks like this one took a pen. Maybe a side shot, I don't know. I'm surprised that he pushes forward with them, because he has to be careful. This leader, by the way, no, he does not have an AT bazooka. Up north, the Philly 13, of course, doing a lot of work. So this is a unit that, since it's recon, the way to go would probably have been to like really move this around and like, I don't know, set up in here and camp this road. Like if you do plays with this, it is really dirty. Personally, I don't like doing it, but if you want to do that, like if you really want to make a very efficient use of this, this is what you want to do with this. Oh, look at that, the SPW here. Still sitting there. Some units have been unloaded. Something died here, maybe due to the SPW. And I guess, yeah, look at that. Is it transport? Or yeah, it's just a transport. Okay, I don't know what that was, but it was enough to unload these units, and they have to push forward now very, very carefully, which is absolutely devastating. Right? When this happens, this is really bad, because this means that it's going to be really difficult to get reinforcements in here now, and they are desperately needed. Mitchell got the bombs off, but gets now stopped or killed by the Veltro. Veltro is a pretty nice fighter, and now we have the Panzer IIs coming in. AB Rifles gets a kill, moves forward. I don't think it's gonna reload in time. Yeah, it's gonna. Wow, not even pinned. It's just straight up killed. And all of a sudden, there's not much at all in his flag. Now, there's not much to push either. Oh, the AB engineer here got, unfortunately, just encircled. The problem is these are what's it called? Raider. These have the Raider trade, so it's not going to matter that much. But it allows the TheMintJellyMan to grab this flag for free. And see, this is what you can do, right? You still want to try to generally focus on pushing on this town, but you can still send like one unit or two just here to grab this flag if your opponent doesn't do anything against it. And it looks like down south, Stahlbrecher is also getting pushed back. I don't know how that happened exactly, but I mean, he pushed out of the forest a little bit too far, I feel like. And now, all of a sudden, the Sherman is not in the best position. There's also Pack 36 moving forward once again. Sherman has to be a little bit careful. P51 pushing in, yeah, the lesson has not been learned. There's one single 20 mil, and it's not going to do much. And there we go, Pack 40 goes down, and the Shermans can now dominate the open once again. So this is still anybody's game. Look at interesting front line. So we're going to see this collapse now. The problem is here, of course, this time for Stahlbrecher, that the Brandenburger is it is a commando unit, so it also gets the Raider trade. This is just one thing that commando includes. So this can still try to grab this flag. AB rifles pushing forward. Unfortunately, not like along the road where I could actually use the bazooka. So this thing might actually go unnoticed. It would be very, very devastating. But with a cheeky grab of these two flags, because this is recon, Stahlbrecher currently bring it to a 13-11. Oh no, 36 mil versus Sherman gets the kill once again. What's the accuracy on this? 30%. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that, to be honest. Also, every time I use it, like 50%, okay, maybe, but not 30%. That's at least not my experience. Brandenburger pushing forward for these AV rifles. I mean, the AV rifles, although it's commander, so it takes less damage. I don't know. I don't know if you could kill it. Now, are we gonna get to see, I guess? Oh no, it's the AV rifles LMG helps. Oh, it's absolutely shredded by the Brandenburger. Okay, the AV rifles gets a kill. Yeah, that was what I expect. This Brandenburger just moving through. Oh no, the AV rifles really moves past. Stapled up SPW moving? No, but the this is moving as well. Now, since 101st is more of an interdivision, and we have seen Stahlbrecher's deck, this can do a lot of work because, of course, you know, it's Ju-87 gets the kill on the 105 here. The other one did go down as well, so both 105s down. No 2K HE more anymore. And it should just walk by. What is Stahlbrecher not paying attention? I mean, okay, that he missed this is okay, but like this, he should know this. He should definitely know. So this is the cool and annoying thing if you try to sneak units behind enemy lines, and they have the rated trade, or commando, which also gives a rate rate. Another plane, so Stahlbrecher focusing a lot on the Air Force. This time tries not to show the tail. The problem is, even if it turns now, the Veltro can just turn and get to the back once again. He has no AA. So what you need to do, if you know that your opponent really invests into fighter before you send in more planes that might potentially get shot down, what you want to do is you want to set up your AA first to make sure that your opponent's fighter cannot chase your plane, because it's going to down as well. Not a Mitchell down. Oh, and the encirclement actually worked now. Wow. That's not what I was expecting. But yeah, what I was going to say is that the annoying thing about this is that, of course, your opponent knows that you try to sneak them behind your lines, but his lines, but at the same time, they can grab these flags, which can be really, really nice. This flag still held is preventing Stahlbrecher from suffering from a 59. It can easily be fixed, though. He just needs to make sure that he can re-grab these two flags. But as I was going to say earlier, and then I was kind of wandering off. So since this is more of an infantry division anyway, the problem is that even this can actually do a lot of damage, right? Because these transports are soft targets, so they can easily be killed. Oh, and the 47mm has line of sight anyway. It loses it again. Interesting. Oh, and he moved forward just a little bit too far. Is this going to survive? It is. Unloaded, so Stahlbrecher paying attention. That's great. These units could potentially try to reconnect the line here. I think, yeah, so this is what we're seeing right now. Maybe he needs to move this as well. Looks like the Sherman here did go down as well, so no armor left. 15-9 for the TheMintJellyMan once again. Down south, it looks like Stahlbrecher is still holding this flag, but it's not going super well for him. And now with B phase around, the MA is coming. Now, the income is of course throttled now. It's still decent. It's not that big of a jump, but it means that losses like the planes that we just saw cannot easily be replaced anymore. And this is just such a great use of these kind of units. And this is something that I really admire at like these Division 2 and Division 1's players. Like they use these kind of units very, very differently and read the map very, very differently. And they know how to make the good use out of these trades and can do such pushes with these units. Something that most of us, or at least I probably wouldn't actually like come up with initially, and probably not realize that you can actually just sneak behind enemy line and grab some flags for free, basically. Oh, the 47mm gets a kill on the M8. That's devastating. And these units, they do not have anything that they do not have bazooka. They can't do anything. Although this, I think this is open top. Let's double check. Yeah, so if they get close enough, they could actually throw a grenade on them. That's a thing that you can do. And our Sherman needs to come in. I don't think that they can kill that. Yeah, 65mm off pen. So probably not. But yeah, I feel like Stahlbrecher really overinvested a little bit into his Air Force and then could not protect it, of course, which is always a bad thing. But I don't know, he's bought 2 Mitchells and 1 P-51, and these are not cheap planes, right? Oh, we see the lines reconnecting. More armored cars coming in though. This flag still, all he needs to do is regrab this flag, and then he can bring it back to 12th event. He's still up in points. P-51 coming in. So the problem is going to be that if the 20mm forces it off, the Veltro might once again get on its back. Oh, now we do see a P-51 as fighter coming in. This one has... No, it has bad resilience, so... Might go down. Oh, no. See, so this is why, in my opinion, it is good not to have the auto Winchester on. Maybe it didn't have it on, I'm not 100% sure. Or why at least wise if you have other planes around not to instantly evacs, but maybe like try to pick the route where you want to go back. Because this could have like face to face probably been able to kill that with the burst if this one already got off, but now it's not going to happen. Oh, this is dangerous. 2-on-1 is just very, very dangerous in general. But the Veltro is at the brink of getting onto back. Oh, it looks like he tried to go for the Ju-87, but failed to do so. Now gets shot down by the Veltro as it gets on the back. So that's devastating. Just the air losses really start to accumulate. I don't know, in my personal opinion, it's just better often to buy the A because it can do the job just better and it can force off your opponent's fighter and try to stop your planes. And we have another encirclement going on with this unit here. The Fallschirm Jäger actually, wow, do they have the red tree? Yeah, they do. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at these front lines. Wow. What a game, 16-8 for TheMintJellyMan. And he's just making excellent use of this of this unity right here and this as well. And it's Stahlbrecher just doesn't. Now he tries. Yeah, he would have needed to find that. And the cool thing about these units is when these get into backlines, right? The annoying thing is they can grab flags, but you know where they are, right? Or you can at least find out. Is pushing forward. He's pushing forward. The Brandenburger Pioneer do not have any AT capability, so they cannot kill that tank. Although flamethrowers will eventually be able to do that as well. So not saying it's not going to happen. I think we're going to reconnect here. Wow. Yeah, Stahlbrecher actually is losing a lot of tickets quite unnecessarily. He could easily like get these flags back. Like even that Brandenburg, like if he just put one of the like gunners right here, could have prevented this whole thing and like something more here. But his lines are really, really thin because he invested so much into his Air Force. Now, in the meantime, TheMintJellyMan has invested a lot into his Air Force too, but in contrast to Stahlbrecher, his Air Force is still very much intact. And Stahlbrecher has lost a lot of planes so far, so that's, of course, very, very problematic. Roman pushing forward here. He has to be careful. I mean, there's Panzerschrecks somewhere. Like, there's one here. So they are around. P-51 did not go and actually get the bombs off. Now it's running from the Veltro, and yeah, now it's evacuated. This is the right call here. The problem is if the Sherman gets spotted, the Ju-87 will immediately go after it. So, and it looks like, yeah, now we have a flak filling. So this area here, not going to get bombed anymore. Like, the P-51's not going to get in against a flak filling. Or it might get in and then it gets stopped. Right, one thing that you have to remember, like even these single 20 mils, like even if 2 or 3 of them cannot stop a plane, they might still be able to kill it. They have a lot of killing potential if you get too close to it. AB rifles get absolutely smacked by the Brandenburger. Yeah, so the problem here is we don't see a lot of combined arms planes at play, and this is from Stahlbrecher. This is what he kind of needs to win. His units are not going to win at range, and his units are not going to win at CQC. But the combination of his tank and Air Force and his infantry could be very, very devastating. The problem is the Air Force is kind of shut down at the moment, and he's lost a lot of tanks, partly also because he has not been able to get the skies under control. Sherman here should easily stop all of these, but they might do some damage to the AB engineers. They do some damage to the AB engineers, and they will now be lost into the backlines, which can be absolutely devastating. Let's see what's the plan here. Just moving for now. I mean, that's fine. And then he can, like, I don't know, move them over here. He can set them up here. This is one of the worst things that can happen to you. And it's especially problematic because we know that Stahlbrecher only has Shermans. So whenever he actually, like, no matter where these are, he needs to spend 80 points on getting a 70 points on getting a Sherman to find them. And that's really problematic. Like, if you can invest into Stuart for 25 points, that's okay. Like, it still sucks that these are in your backlines, but that's at least affordable. But this is very expensive in order to be able to deal with these kind of units, and that can be really, really devastating. Now, finally, we see AA, but it's just way too late. The damage is already done. This is why, personally, I'm an advocate of, is the Panzerschreck gonna, yeah, Panzerfaust gonna pick up a kill here? It does, another Sherman down. And it looks like the J87 is going to pick up another kill right here. No? Did it lose line of sight? No, it is. Oh, it is microed away because of the P-51, but the M15 is also here. I think it's going to go down now. So that's a new plane then, right? Or did one of them get away? I don't remember actually. Did he have two P-51s? I'm not 100% sure. Veltro forced off again. Oh! Yeah, it's not going to get on back because of the flag filling. It might actually go down in the process of trying to do so. Yeah, it's flying directly over the 20. Oh, and there we go, down it goes. Sherman pushing back. Repeated once. Honestly, at this point, I don't really know what Stahlbrecher would want to do. He's in a really, really rough spot. I mean, he's lost a lot of tickets unnecessarily, so he could be in a much better spot. But and then he also lost the planes. Now look at that. Snipers doing their work, and then we have the Gebirgsjäger all pushing forward. Potentially, no, this flag's not yet up for grabbing because of the 50 cal. Not a P-51 coming in. I think this is the one that we saw multiple times, so that's still okay. He has to be careful though because of the Veltro that is also here. So if he turns the right way, which he does, okay, so he did what? Oh, okay, now I got it. Okay, so he wanted to make sure that he can get behind Twelch and then evac, because then he can evac safely, which kind of makes sense. I think it might have been a missed opportunity, but maybe better play safe than sorry. He's lost so many planes already, so it's maybe better to make sure that you don't lose any more of them. Rifles versus Gebirgsjäger. Don't actually know who wins this. I feel like the AB Rifles. Because... Oh, no, I forgot. The AB Rifles actually are the ones with the Browning, so they do not have a machine gun. Now, while the M1s add up and the Thompson is fantastic, actually, they might be winning. Oh, it's one MB40 against two Thompsons, and then you get this thing on top of it, which... And then you add the M1s. No, who? I don't know. Yeah, who wins? No! Stahlbrecher, you destroyed it. You destroyed it. I wanted to see. But the center is definitely a problem. The 50 cal here did go down. So, and what we can see here is that TheMintJellyMan, like, he keeps up the pressure. Like, look at that. Like, he sets up here. He was doing well in town, doing well up north. So now he just pushes the center. He pushes down south, and he just continues to send units further forward. Right here, the Brandenburger can definitely be a problem. This Gebirgsstreif can be a problem. I will probably be stopped by the ambient engineers, but look at that. I mean, a 30-point unit invested to stop this 20-point unit, and it's still, like, it's only going to prevent TheMintJellyMan from pushing further. It doesn't automatically bring this flag back, because the Brandenburger is just chilling there right now. And now we have Brandenburger pushing forward that might potentially be able to kill these units here right away. And also for the 7mm to stop any light armor from pushing further there. So the damage is already done there. And this flag's probably not going to get recapped anytime soon. So this is where the difference in strength in the forest now really comes to play, because Stahlbrecher will have a rough time. Like, if the TheMintJellyMan is really determined on holding this forest here, there's not much a Stahlbrecher can do to get back in there, except for some mortars and his planes. But the planes, we all know, are for the most part dead, and the mortars, they are still available. The problem is it has no AA right up here, but if you can put it like somewhere here, close to AA, might be safe. While they're just staying strafing down south. There used to be another Sherman here. It did go down, I have to imagine, to the 37mm again. Is that the Sherman? It is. What killed that? Yeah, maybe like from up here somehow. I don't know how exactly this would have worked. Maybe it walked out here. Might have been within 150 meter range. I don't know. AB rifles here, getting double teamed by the Gebirgsfusilier and the Gebirgsjäger, and will have a 2-fold back now. So this will bring this flag to the TheMintJellyMan as well. So I'm surprised to see, I'm not necessarily surprised to see action in the open a little bit, because a lot of players forget about it, but I'm surprised that we see these kind of units doing the work in the open. But of course they are supported, I've just noted by this, by an LG42, which can do a lot of work. So definitely strong there. So Stahlbrecher is still trying, but it's not looking very, very good for him. P51 going in for another bombing run up north. Yeah, just reinforcements planning. Now we have rows of L6s. This is the Autocan one, right? Yeah, this is the Autocan one. I mean, if there's not that many Shermans anymore, these can actually do a lot of work. As long as I can stay out of range of the bazookas. Now, personally, I suck at doing that, which is why I would be very, very afraid of actually playing a division that heavily relies on light armor against any bazooka-heavy division. But of course, if you know that you can micro them well enough, that's another story. Belchos did try to go for the P51, but finally we have AA down south as well, and that should do the job. We have also, I have kind of forgot to point that out, we had the 75mm here constantly firing. They are now out of ammo. I don't actually know what they went after, but I have seen them shooting as well. Just kind of was always something else going on. And Brandenburg are actually, they are such an annoying unit. Like, you always think like, yeah, it's, and I think this is really true. You tend to think like, okay, it's an expensive unit. and one that you don't want to have in CQC range, but it can be so annoying when it threats your unit at range and you're like, okay, I just need to get in, but then they have the TNT, right? So in like towns and such, they can be super obnoxious because they will shred anything at range, and if anything gets too close, they can kill that as well. The only thing that they do not have, which would be the last piece that's missing, is of course a bazooka of some sorts. Now you have a J7 cluster. This might be stopped by the M15. Yeah. 25 mil now working on that Sherman. Problem is the Sherman now has to deal with these L6s as well. No, should struggle to get a side shot penetration. Oh, this thing is actually a lot of heat shell, so it might eventually pen. So Sherman, no, it's not showing side shot, side armor. The problem is these might still over penetrate, so you know, to get some side shots in, I could still end really, really poorly there. Oh, AB rifle here to save the day, get one kill. We do see a lot of smoke here, love that. We don't see smoke plays very often, so it's always great if people use it. Oh, the M15 is living a dangerous life. Rifle picks up another kill. You gonna get the last one? It does. Whoo! AB engineer here pushing forward. Yeah, no chance against the KB expand here. These are not the most fantastic units, but they're decent enough. L6 just pushing through here. Nice. The problem is, yeah, with all the Shermans gone, it's just really rough. Now, once again, the bazookas everywhere can really matter, but the problem is the way everything's set up right now. TheMintJellyMan has kind of found the way to push through, and he is following up with that quite nicely and trying to make sure that his L6 stay out of range of the bazookas, at least in the town, not necessarily here down south. Everyone else pushing forward, but the problem is these KB20, which is absolutely shred that. And if you can keep them like on that side, the Sherman can't do much. The M15 could, but now it's moving on the side as well. That's unfortunate. We do see more Brandenburger for the open. They will easily wipe out those AB rifles. AB rifles will stand no chance against them. Brandenburger Champignon could potentially poke forward and kill that. I mean, it's not super easy, but he will eventually be able to do this. AB engineer just staying here, not doing much. He might have a chance to kill one of these Brandenburger, not two of course. Of course, these pushing forward is a major issue now. Still 16-8 for the TheMintJellyMan. So far, a fantastic play, like constant aggression, which is what really matters, right? Or it matters a lot at least. We have constant aggression, and I mean, he really could profit from some of Stahlbrecher's major mistakes of buying too many planes too early and not having AA himself, which is losing him a lot of units now. Two Ju-87s, might get in. Oh, that's cheeky. He actually targeted the AA unit itself because he could just overwhelm them with two Ju-87s. That's crazy. That's a really, really great play. And I mean, you have to remember that Stahlbrecher does not have any more AA units. And oh yeah, he still has that one. He hasn't lost that one, I think. So, or did he? Is that a play? No, that's just, yeah, no, you said that never died. That one that was stopped. So he can now actually get in and kill the Sherman. The problem is another one is already in. But like, we are way into sea phase, so losses like these matters. They are not very, very easy to replace. And it's also not like Stahlbrecher has an infinite Shermans, and he's using them a lot already. So the L6 here died to the Sherman, looks like, or maybe the AB rifles, I don't know. M15 now on the move. Well, we're getting a little bit too close, but turning the right way, and this is no veterancy, so it probably wouldn't kill that anyway. Still 15-9. So it looks like Stahlbrecher is slowly recovering. The problem is, yes, already under pressure in the center once again. He has no support weapons to actually help here to deal with the Brandenburger, because these are, of course, the main issue here. He's not anywhere near close of getting this flag back. He's not close to getting this flag. Although there's not much here, actually. So if he can kind of avoid this Brandenburger Pioneer, he might have a decent chance of doing so. He might just, yeah, he's going to lose his flag now because he's moved to M15. It's just looking very, very rough for him. He's not having a good time. Flak feeling actually absolutely shredding some AB rifles. Wow. And this wreck now coming in to deal with this armor. Yeah, right. He has the M8s as well. Just haven't seen them yet. The Gibbeux Penny, of course, do not have anything to deal with them efficiently. So there's that. Oh no, the 38 Pack 38 might have picked up a kill on the Sherman here, misses, and I think it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna get out of line of sight there. Nice setting this up this far forward. I don't know where this is going. Okay, so it's going to support this area a little bit better. He has to be very careful with the M15 though. Is the M15 just, do we have an AA gunfight? We do have an AA gunfight. Love to see it. Is it gonna get the kill actually? Because that could really make a massive difference. If Stahlbrecher can actually support his pushes in the center here once again with his planes, that will make all the difference in the world right now. The problem is he's running out of time, so he needs to find 4 flags somehow very, very quickly within 1 minute, or he will lose this game. And I can't see how this is going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, the P-51 comes in. He knows that. Yeah, he knows that there is some juicy targets here, and he knows that the flak filling is out of order right now. M15 just pushing forward. Love to see it. Oh, wow. Actually survives that. I would have expected to die. I mean, you have to remember, by the way, these things have... oh, no, not these ones. This one probably does. Some of the J87s have 20 mils, so... Like, if your plane is already low, you might not want to head on them. Otherwise, it might not go well. And the Veltro is trying, but is not going to get the kill. The M15 down here as well. So if this game was going to go longer, which is... Yeah, I was about to say, it's not... That would have been probably the point where it would have been decided now. But that was a really, really rough game, really one-sided. He actually, yeah, I think he surrendered before the timer. I thought the time was not quite done yet, but it's very, very understandable. Let's look at the stats. 2700 to 3420. So 700 points difference. But I mean, for Vanguard, you don't get that many points. It's kind of, yeah, that's definitely very, very noticeable, and we could see it, right? Both on the ground and in the sky. So let's a quick look at the chronology. So early on, okay, that's like 2.5 minutes. Was not looking too bad for Stahlbrecher. And then it was already not looking so well for him. Kind of slight comeback, but yeah, it is very blue-sided. Very blue-sided right from the start. And we also have to remember that some of the units from Rösselsprung are actually quite expensive, but some are relatively cheap. Like some of the infantry units are much cheaper than the AB rifles, much 10 points cheaper. But still, that can matter. And then he actually recovered a bit, but it just wasn't enough. Yeah, I mean, there he actually gets some kills. And it's a little bit too late. Now let's quick look at the kills. Not too much there. 75 mil did some work. I mean, yeah, the Shermans, like, if they're not getting killed by some AT guns or AT planes, I mean, they were destined to dominate in this game. And unfortunately, we haven't seen them doing it super well. The AB rifles here doing a lot of work as well. I mean, yeah, having bazookas everywhere against a division that relies on light armor is incredibly powerful. The L6 going down to that one. But yeah, it's kind of meh here. The LG-42, oh, the heat shell killed the Sherman. That sucks. Yeah, this thing was an absolute beast. Look at this thing go. Killed 3 Shermans. Wow. Absolute unit. This thing in the back lines also absolute unit. Or killed 2 mates too. Wow, that's disgusting. That's just disgusting. Brandenburger, yeah, these are disgustingly strong. I always hate playing against them. They used to be kind of meh, in my opinion, because like 35-point unit is not like, yeah, they're a little bit stronger than Panzergrenz, but not that much stronger. And yeah, they get the TNT, but kind of don't want it to use the TNT. But with the commando trait, like these things became absolute beasts. So quite strong there. Nice game. So this means that so far, both of these players have gone one game that they won. So overall, it is a tie. And I guess we're going to have to wait and see how this continues. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day and see you next time.